we're on as we forgive our debtors. And we're looking at the gospel according to Matthew chapter 6, and we are on verse number 12. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. There's that word as again, that little teeny word as, 2 letters, which causes us to do comparisons. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So far we've seen 2 comparisons in this text. The first one was on earth as it is in heaven. So you got a check and balance system where you're able to see that whatever is happening on earth, it is to happen as it is in heaven. In the same way with forgiveness, that we are to forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And we talked about that we have a debt that we owe God because God has created us in God's image and after God's likeness. And now we're moving from the horizontal relationship, I think this is vertical, from the vertical relationship to deal with God to now the horizontal relationship as it relates to you forgiving others and others forgiving you. Here we are dealing with God, us forgiving, receiving God's grace and mercy and becoming debt free in our vertical relationship with God. I'm remembering vertical blind, so that helps you remember the vertical relationship. And now it's our horizontal relationship with other people. And our vertical relationship, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Come on, let's make the cross today. It's the cross is about relationship, and we're crossing out error thought. Anything that's erroneous, limiting, that would make us think that it's only about the vertical relationship. You need to cross it out and also realize it's also the horizontal relationship. And anything that would make you think that it's only a horizontal relationship with people and not your relationship with God, you need to cross that out too. And so we are to be balanced. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So your relationship with God is just as important as your relationship with people. And your relationship with people is just as important as your relationship with God. The Bible says, how can you love God whom you have never seen and hate your brother and sister that you see every day? The commandments were to love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength, and to love your neighbor, there's that word again, as yourself. So we can measure our love for ourselves by how we treat others, and how we treat others is a manifestation of our love for ourselves. So we're at the point it says, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Now, when it comes to forgiveness, the Bible gives us some very clear directives about forgiveness. The Bible says when you stand praying, forgive. Because if you don't forgive your brothers and sisters their trespasses, then your Father in heaven will not be able to forgive you your trespasses or your debts. And so the Bible is very clear about forgiveness. The forgiveness, pulley point number 1 is our nature. That forgiveness is your nature. Come on, pulley point number 1, forgiveness is your nature. Come on, affirm with me, forgiveness is my nature, which means that forgiveness is to be natural for us. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, which means that just as it is God who forgives you, freely, easily, that God forgives you. All you got to do is ask and you receive God's forgiveness. It's the same way with people, that we forgive other people just as naturally. When people ask us to forgive them, we forgive them. Whether they ask us to forgive them or not, we still forgive them because it is a natural process. People talk about forgiveness like it's some weird foreign thing to forgive, but your body, it takes in and it releases waste every day. Your body is forgiving every day. It gets the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals from the food that you eat, and then it releases the waste. In your urine, in your stool, whatever is not needed is released. It is a natural process that is happening in your body. And I'm saying that forgiveness is a natural process that happens in your soul. That in any situation, you're always gathering what it is, the good from the situation, and then you're releasing anything that's toxic, anything that's negative, anything that does not serve you well. It is to be released. So forgiveness is a natural process. It's not some weird, strange idea of forgiving, but just as natural as your body takes in food and beverages, gets the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients from it, and then releases and lets go, and you flush it and you get rid of it. It's the same way your soul has the same process, that you take in people, you take in experiences, and then whatever was not the highest and the best, whatever was not the right and the perfect, you release it naturally. So it is important that you have some type of forgiveness process incorporated in your life on a daily basis. And sometimes, people are so regular, they go to the bathroom 2 and 3 times a day. And that's the way our soul needs to forgive. That's the way our soul needs to release. The same way your body needs to release, your soul needs to release. And forgiveness is the release process of the soul. Let me say that again. Forgiveness is the release process of the soul, and it is a natural process for you to be able to forgive. Some people do it at night before they go to bed. They forgive everything and everybody, whatever happened in that day. Some people do it as they go along in the day. Some people do it the first thing in the morning. They do journaling and they let go of all of yesterday. So just affirm with me, forgiveness is a natural process. Come on, affirm it again. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some high fives. Give me some hearts. I know this is challenging for us, but it is the truth. That forgiveness is a natural process. That forgiveness is the soul's process of releasing and letting go. Pulley point number 2. Not only is forgiveness a natural process, y'all see I'm on my notes today, but forgiveness, God gave a number to it. Pulley point number 1 is the natural. Pulley number 2 is a number. That Jesus, when he taught about forgiveness, he said, forgive your brothers and your sisters 70 times 7. All right. Now, if we did the math, that would be 490 times. Jesus, I believe, gave this idea, this number of 70, because 7 is a number of perfection. That 7 indicates a complete process, that the process in you is complete. 8 brings the manifestation. 9 ends the cycle and you start a new one. But the process in you, everything that you needed to do, is complete in the 7. The 8 brings the manifestation, and then we're on to end that process and begin another process. So when he said 70 times 7, he was saying that forgiveness is a perfect process that needs to take place in you. That the Bible even says, Paul picked it up to his letter in the church at Corinth and says, love does not keep any record of wrong. And Elder Ronaldo Casares said that not only does love not keep a record of wrong, love does not keep a record of right. Because many times what's causing us to keep the record of wrong is that we're holding on to all the rights that we did. I did this for you. I did this. I gave you this. I took you here. And then we look at what they did or didn't do and make a comparison. And then we keep a record of wrong of what they did and a record of right of what we did. So what Jesus was saying is forgive 70 times 7, which means release the record. Don't keep a record. He threw out this arbitrary number which says let forgiveness be a complete process in you as it relates to everything, as it relates to everybody, as it relates to every place. Allow forgiveness to be a complete process in you. And so he gave numbers. Numbers give us symbols, give us deeper information about the energy and the synergy around the idea. So just affirm with me that forgiveness is a complete process inside of me. It is a process, but you're able to complete the process through the number 70 times 7. All right. And so we release and just affirm again that forgiveness is a complete. Some of us are stuck in the forgiveness process. We say, well, I'm in the process of forgiving, and you're stuck in that process. Well, God is saying to you today, complete the process, release it and let it go. Say whatever you need to say, do whatever you need to do to be able to allow the forgiveness process to be complete in you. you, and to release it and let it go. Because the Bible says, he who has begun a good work in you shall perform it unto the day of Jesus Christ. This is the confidence that we have in him. So just go ahead and let God complete that forgiveness process in you. And I believe that it's not supposed to carry over past 24 hours, because the Bible says, let not the sun go down on your wrath. Be angry and sin not. You were not built to carry stuff for days upon days and weeks among weeks and months upon months and years upon years. You were not built like that. You were not created to be able to carry negative energy and negative memories. You were not built to carry that like that. So that's where stress and depression and anxiety comes in, because you're still carrying it. That's where sickness, pain, disease, discomfort, and dysfunction comes in your body, because you're still carrying it. Allow the forgiveness process to be complete in you and release it and let it go. And the more it becomes natural in you, where you realize it is a natural process, that even before people do stuff, I'm already ready to forgive, because I know in any relationship that I get in, people are going to say things, do things, that intentionally or unintentionally are going to hurt me. So I already build forgiveness. Let me ask you, is forgiveness built in every relationship that you're in? Have you built forgiveness into your marriage? Have you built forgiveness into your parenting? Have you built forgiveness into your employment, to your community, to your church? Have you already built in that whatever relationship, entity, organization that I am in, that I build forgiveness in? So when something happens, like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Oh Jesus, oh my God. I can't, because we're always shocked. We're shocked and we're thrown off guard, because forgiveness was not built in as a natural process. And then we have not allowed the process to be complete enough. So every time something happens, we're thrown off course, because forgiveness was not built in. Build forgiveness in I don't care how wonderful he is. I don't care how great she is. And I know I'm wonderful, I'm great. But if you're in a relationship with me, please build in forgiveness, because I'm not always going to dot every I. I'm not always going to cross every T. But love me enough to build forgiveness in the relationship, so you don't have to struggle and try to pull yourself to forgive. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So you owe it to me to forgive me, and I owe it to you to forgive you. Point number one, forgiveness is a natural process. The natural process is a soul of releasing and letting go. Point number two, it's about the numbers, that we don't keep record, that we don't keep count, but we already build it in. So when something happens, I've already built in forgiveness. It's like an insurance policy. When you drive in a car and you have a collision, you know you got insurance, so you're not worried. So when you in a relationship and there's a collision, you're not worried, because you've already built in the insurance. You're already assured of the insurance that everything is going to be well, because I already built in forgiveness. All right, I got to go. All right, pulley point number 3. What does it say? Okay. Never compared to God. So what happens is that never is our pulley point number 3. It's never, which means that I'm never ending the forgiveness process, because God never ends forgiving me. And so forgiving is a never-ending process. Forgiveness is a never-ending process. Whether you're forgiving one person, you're always going to be forgiving somebody, because God is always forgiving you. Can I say that again? You're always going to be forgiving somebody, because God is always forgiving you. And if you don't want to have to keep forgiving people, then you stop doing stuff where God has to forgive you. And just as sure as you desire God's grace and mercy to forgive you of your debts, then you give that same grace and mercy to other people. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Forgiveness is a never-ending process, because you need it every day. Every day you got a thought that you think is not the highest and the best. A word that you speak that's not the highest and the best. And give me some thumbs up. Give me some high fives. Give me some hearts. You need God's forgiveness every day. As long as you're in this physical form, you are in a never-ending process of forgiveness. And because I gotta forgive our debts, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So the only way I can stop needing to forgive other people is that God stops forgiving me. As long as I need God's forgiveness, the forgiveness of the universe, and not hold things about against me, and to keep my good flowing and to release it and let it go, the same way I'm in a never-ending process of forgiving other people. So pulley point number one, forgiveness. It is your nature. Build it in. It is natural for you to forgive, the natural process of the soul. Pulley point number two, it's about the numbers to show us that we do not keep record of right and do not keep record of wrong. Pulley point number three, forgiveness is about a never-ending process. You always going to be forgiving somebody about something, because God is always forgiving you about something. And it's as forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. It's happening in the vertical relationship as well as the horizontal. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the daily download. Sow a seed today. Meet a need. Boost this post. Hundreds, even thousands of people need to hear about what you heard today about forgiveness. Also, share this on your page. Come on, share it right now. Share it on your page, so somebody else needs to know about this forgiveness and how it works both ways. It works in your relationship with God and in your relationship with other people. If you're looking for a shorter version of today's message, find it on Instagram or Twitter. If you're looking for previous videos, go to our YouTube channel. If you're looking to see our calendar and our products and our books, go to our website, drpulley.com. All right, we're grateful for this, and we bless you, and we thank you so much for being a part of the daily download. Until tomorrow morning. Wait a minute. It's tent revival tonight. We are taking it to the streets. Join us tonight at 6:30 p.m. for the 7x7 tent revival. We're going to be preaching under the tent. We're going to be taking it to the street. Wear your Today's Church t-shirt and join us under the tent at 18th Avenue and 19th Street South. We're ready for miracles, signs, and wonders today in the street. And let me tell you, we're going to be ready for it because we've already forgiven, and God has forgiven us, and we're going to be clear channels for spirit to flow through the day. I love you. God bless you. Have a positive and productive day.